lot of fintech or financial commentators always mention that it is very hard to grow fintech geographically.
Yes.
You can grow it vertically, you can
Yes.
offer more products,
Yes.
but not geographically. You are an exception along with a few other players here in Singapore. Talk us through the thought process of growing geographically. Is it the market is too small, ambitions are too big?
Yeah.
And then walk us through what is the challenge of growing both horizontally and vertically, horizontally being in different markets?
Yeah. You're asking me all the tough questions today,
Yes,
right?
so
I am sometimes wondering, am I making a VC pitch right now?
but anybody who's looking for a VC, I am available on contract. So
no, wonderful. Look, so I think the first question, right? Like, why do you leave Singapore? And it's really nice out here, and safe and everything. Yes, I think perhaps for us, I think it's a little bit more. I don't think the Singapore opportunity is small enough. I think we spoke about this earlier. I think you could build a relatively successful business, a profitable business in Singapore. But I would say for us, the ambition is broader. I think, and this ambition is not broader based on market cap or valuation. It's the broader in terms of impact. If you are truly a digital solution, while you can't take 100% of it to new geographies, you can take pieces of it, right? And you can take pieces and then you localize and then you build it for that setup, right? So on the very first day, and I give a lot of credit to my, engineering team and, my colleague Mukesh, etc. When they were building out the early systems, we were very clear that, we want to build our systems modular. Yep. In a way that they needs to be agnostic with whom they are partnering, who's the broker we are working with, who's the custodian, and so on and so forth. So what really happened is that for us to actually expand to other geographies, the effort was not as high as for some of the other kind of players in that regard. Yeah. So I think that's the first thing. But it was also in our ambition that we are like, look, this problem of how do people manage their money better? Is there like, how do I remove that middleman? How do I remove, this ambiguity, this complexity out of the whole aspect of wealth management? That is something which, is not just a Singapore problem. And if digital platforms like us who work on lean teams, don't have legacy systems, don't do it, who does, right? So I think that has been the idea around launching other geographies. To your second question about the challenges about, vertical as well as horizontal, I think you're right. It is tough. It's tough, and we've learned a lot in the journey. But I feel at the end of the day, there are also some plus points. Now, we've learned, for example, we've launched quite an innovative product in let's say, in one of our other markets. How do we now bring it back to Singapore? And because you have essentially these different teams, we have pods which are focused on particular projects, which work on these projects. They are normally unencumbered by what is happening in the other parts, right? Yeah. So they work together, but they have a lot of autonomy, a lot of control over what they do. And that has actually worked well for us. So is it more challenging than just doing Singapore? 100%. But when you want to have a wider impact, there is a price, you have to pay. And for us, that is that extra load that we have to say in how we build our teams and how we do it. And it's something that I'm very proud of, how the whole team SIFE has come together to make it happen.
Okay, and that is an amazing answer, and it is great that you're acknowledging it is tough. A lot of times you will speak to leaders and they're like, yeah, it is part of growing up, etc. It is tough.